exercise. So this is the DB forms car discount exercise, and yeah, let me enable also the, not from here but from here, I'm going to enable the shortcuts so you can see what I'm clicking, what I'm doing. Fine, so this is the database that we would like to create. I am going to import it from, yeah, but let's find what is the name of that database. So we would like to name it car discount. Well, it's car discount. So this is the name of my database. So I'm going to put it car discount. Of course, I'm going to browse and save it where I need it to be saved. So I'm going to keep it here, car discount, and click on create. Okay, it is going to create the default, open the default table that I'm going to always close, because I have external data coming from an Excel sheet. And let's browse for it, and you have it on the website, but I have it here, so you can download it from the website, but this is the one. And the same thing happens. It tells me which sheet. That's the first one. Does the first row contains the column headings? Yes. And is there a primary key somewhere? I'm going to ask the primary key is the next step. This time I'm just looking at here and seeing what is the data type of that field, of each of those fields. So this should be long integer, that's fine. This is by default what is a number which doesn't require to be a decimal number is. So this is a text, this is another text, and this is a price. The price can be double, and probably if I would like it to look for like this currency, and I'm going to select the currency. So in this data type I'm going to select the currency. Anyway, even if you don't do this now, you can always do it later on after you finish importing the table, but it's always more convenient to do it while you can, so you don't have to do it again. What about the other one, the discount? What is the data type of that? This is a number. Every time it's just a number, I'm just going to select like long integer, or this is all long integer, or long integer is the same. You can select each of those, it doesn't matter. Even if in this one maybe integer might be enough, or maybe less than integer. Anyway, but this is another story. Now I'm going to select, do I want to have another field as a primary key? No. Yeah, so I'm going to choose my own, and it appears that the first one is my ID. And again, the phones, I'm going to record that. I don't want to record the names, but if you force me to record your names on the videos, we're using their phones right now, but they don't want to get their phones off. So I'm going to be forced to use the name, and it's going to be recorded, so everybody will understand Muhammad. I was talking about you for like 30 seconds, or maybe 15 or 20. So please, you put your phones in your pocket, all your phones. Okay, we're lucky there's no video that's capturing you still, so nobody knows who's Muhammad is that. So anyways, let's continue. What is the name of that table? We want the name to be car discount, so let's just name it the same as it was required. Finish and close. Now I can open it and just make sure that it is looking as expected. It doesn't look like it is currency even anyway. I am going to go to the design view and make sure that everything respects whatever I need to have here. So this is a number, and it is a primary key. This is what is requested. This is a text 35, so I'll probably need to adapt this to a 35. And you see this was added, the format. Well, I'm just going to remove it. Even if I leave it, it's not a big problem because it was working anyways, but I don't want to talk about it. So the card 40, and then the currency, the price is a currency $ with the 3 decimal places. So I am going to go for here and select the currency, and 3 decimal places. Let's put this 3 over there. Discount is a number, and that's fine. I think that's fine for here. Let's go back to the view. Do you want to save? Always yes. And it says some data may be lost because did I change some size of something? Yes, because some texts I made them smaller than they were before. That's why I got this message. Before this, all the texts were 255, allowing 255 characters. Now I just shrink that to 30 or 40. So now it's asking me, are you sure that you're about to cut something? If you have a long text in your table, then this long text is going to be cut. But I know that there is no such long text, so it's okay for me. I say yes, because in the name, in the car, it is going to be respecting that. Yes.
How is it dollar sign?
Yeah, the dollar sign basically actually by default on your computers, the setting is that if you choose currency, the dollar sign is going to appear, because remember we spoke about it maybe once. Because if you go to the control panel and then somewhere in the region and language, so in here, I think somewhere in the additional settings and the currency, this is where I selected the SR. That's why in my computer it shows up as SR. But by default, I think on your computers it shows the dollar signs. You don't have to change anything. So that's why actually. I'm just showing you. So in your computer it will work without any changes. So. Now let's go back and see if it works. It shows this SR and these are the discount. Okay. Let's go for the more important thing. It says create a user-friendly form. What is a user-friendly form?
Able to use.
Well, user-friendly means
Nice.
exactly something that is easy to use, friendly to the user, very you can understand it very quickly and you use it very easily. This is what user-friendly means. So when you read something like this, it means you have the freedom to create a form as you wish. Just make it easy for the user to be used. That's it. And the smallest thing, I mean, the thing that you can do to make it like that, just create a form with the form wizard. This is going to be creating a friendly, user-friendly form, and this is basically what it is. Not much. The last one is, well, we enter the data using the form. Or very important, if you do not have the file, I mean, like the data as an Excel sheet, and you have to enter to type them data yourself. Just be careful not to enter them in the table view here in the table, and try to enter them field-wise, like if one field, I mean, a column at a time, one column at a time, because you might end up with some problems. Because you remember that the primary key is going to sort all the records based on that primary key from the smallest to the largest. And if you don't pay attention, maybe you are going to have your data scrambled and making it not really useful. Okay. Now let's go for the reports. And I would like to show you some of the very interesting things, especially this grouping, sorting, and these calculations at the end. So let's have a look at those. And we're going to create that report from the report wizard over here. We select which fields. We are going to select the fields ID, number, name, car, price, discount, which seems to be name, car, price, discount. Seems to be all, so I'm going to select them all. Well, it says discount, no, not discount percentage. This is just a typo. It should be discount percentage because this is what we keep. Oh no, we named our table discount. And this is just to show discount like this is as a percentage. So anyway, so this is the field, and this is how it displays. So it doesn't say it explicitly. So if you do this, I mean, that's fine. But we can do something better. You remember, we can do something. We can save it, give it a name like this, and display it differently.
Yeah.
Remember how can I make this appear like a percentage here? Where? What should I do? Caption. In properties, like right click here, properties. Where should I go to get that? Last one? No, delete. This is going to delete the field, the last one. I need to go to the design view. Yes, the design view. Yeah, and then in the caption, like it completely like discount. and the percentage. Very good. Now it's going to show up, save or yes, it show up as discount percentage, but the name of the field is discount. Okay, very good, mashallah. Okay, let's go back to this report wizard. We are going to select them all, and next. Oh, here is this place is about the grouping, because it says in the question group the report by name. Let's find out something interesting. Grouping by name, what it means, and let me make you maybe have a look at the, I cannot right now, but maybe later on. What it means, I'm going to, whatever there is the two records that have the same name, they're going to be grouped together. And this is sometimes useful to show up things grouped by specific fields or specific criteria. In this case, we're going to select just the name. And when you click on name and you click on this arrow, that means you're grouping all your records based on the name. If you made a mistake, you can always just go back with this arrow and then maybe select something else. Well, for me, this is the grouping. You can have more than one grouping. You can have like multiple groupings if you have, for example, the same name and then the same price. So they're going to be grouped that way. So in this case, we just want them to be grouped by name, and you're going to see like there's some other options that we can use. Yes. Yeah, exactly. We can see like for all the, in this case not the car but just the name. I think the names there's going to be something like this. For example, we have like, if you notice, you have this Chris Smith twice. So we're going to have like Chris Smith, and then under that this ID, and then the car, the price, and then the discount. They are going to be grouped like under the Chris Smith. And do we have another one who repeats it? For example, James Conner is repeated, and Steve Wright, something like that. So we're going to see those grouped together according to the name. If I'd like to group them according to the car or according to something else, I can do it anyways. But in this example, grouping by the name will give you a good example. Let's have a look at something else. This is something, if you notice, it was not there, but now it is there. If you just cancel, I mean, this was not available. You see this grouping options? It is, it doesn't. I don't know, this is really beginning to be very slow. Anyways, so in this one over here, when I group it, it gives me the grouping options. And the grouping options is going to differ depending on what is the data type of the column of the field that I selected to be grouped by. So in this case, you see grouped by name, and then there's some different types of options. Just the normal grouping, or maybe those that share the common first letter are going to be grouped together. Or maybe in the first, the three initial letters, the first three letters, they're going to be grouped together, and then I can have some more conditions on that field. So this is the type of grouping. Is it, am I grouping the exact same word? Or maybe just if they share the first letter, I need them to be grouped, and so on. I can have these type of options. What happens if it's a number? Actually, if it's a number, the grouping options is going to be different. It's going to show you, is it like by tens, all that are like within 10, they're going to be together, or the 50s or the 100s, all of them that get in those hundreds, they're going to be together, and so on. So there are some other more options that we can use. And maybe you are going to be doing some more exercises that will maybe show you how to do that, inshallah. So this is about the grouping. So the grouping allows you just to summarize, have some sort of a summary based on some conditions. So it's going to show you all the details when you have the same name, in this case. After the grouping, we're going to go for the sorting. The next one is to sort, and we're going to sort according to the ID number in ascending order. So let's go for this ID number ascending order. If I need to have more than one criteria in the sorting, I can just select it. Before going to those might not apply directly, specifically this one. This is coming from an early version of Microsoft Access, so we're going to leave it out. And this one, this header, we're going to be able to change it later. But the calculation, this is something that we can do right now in these summary options. There are two ways to do it. I mean, I'm going to show you the easiest way. The easiest way is just to use those buttons over here and click on the summary options and to do these calculations. So again, these calculations can be done here after the sorting. If I click on next, there's something about these alignments, and maybe we can do something closest to the layout, something like that. But the calculation, basically, it's just with the sortings. I don't know why they put it all together, but anyways, we're going to select this, and this is what we said, and then let's click on this button over here. And then it shows you two fields. Why only two?
Because number.
Yes, very good. Because all these two, they have like some sort of, this is a currency and this is a number. The other one was the primary key, so generally this was not shown as something that is going to be calculated, because the primary key is meant not to have duplicates. Okay, don't think for too long, just keep your eyes open. So now I'd like to select what I would like to see as a summary at the end. I just would like to have at the bottom of my report something that says what is the maximum price, or what is the average discount, or all of them. It depends on what I would like to see. Okay, so let's see what is the requirement. Can create a control to calculate the total and average for price. Okay, so let's go for the price. I'm going to have the total. This is the sum, and the average. This is the AVG. So that's it. There's some other options here: detail and summary, or just the summary only. We might check this as an example to see the examples and calculate the percent of total for sum. Is going to give you this percentage of each total based on the total sum.
Can I do other calculations?
You can do, if you'd like to do some more customized calculations, you can do that, but you have to go to the design view of the report. Then you have to, like, you remember in the form we did like something like a formula? We can do the same actually in the reports. We can equal, put a text box, and then somewhere there you put equal and do the formula that we would like to be doing. But this is some sort of a standard, and we can go later on, after we finish this, we can go to check in the design view how it will look like. So if we would like to create our own formulas, custom formulas, we can get inspired from that. So this is the calculation. This is this step over here. So the last thing is about this layout. So in this layout, this align left one, there were some options that were called aligned left one, something like that, in the previous versions of Access. So here you might select whatever you'd like to be selecting. I'm just going to be leaving that like accept like that. This is how things are going to be looked to be displayed. It just changed the look. That's it. Next, this is what I would like to see as a title. So this is my header. So if I'd like to be the header to be car discount report, this is what I'm going to be doing. And finish. That's it. Remember, whenever you see this, this means this is too short for the information to be displayed. And let's have a look at how can I change that. Let me close this print preview, and I can do it in different ways. Maybe just one way is to go from here, but there's another way. When I'm going just to need to do some very minor changes, I prefer to go to this layout view, and because in the layout view I might be able to see the results right away, which might help me in adjusting. And this is the advantage of that. And it showed this one. Let's just do the same and do the same. Actually, I could have done something better, which is I could have selected more than one with the control key and then changed all of it. But anyways, let's just do it like this now. Is it okay? Maybe the last one is missing, and this is the grand total. Okay. Let's go back to the view. So this is how it looks. Notice that I have the name, and under the name that I have two records. This is the first one and this is the second one, and each one will have the price, and this is the discount. Discount doesn't look good because it's a bit too short for it. So what I'm going to be doing, maybe move this around to give more space for the discount to be displayed. And let's go back to the view again. And you can see that here, this is the title, and then I have the name, 2 records, and I have the summary. So in the summary, you have like these 2 information, I mean how many 2 records, and then I have like this is the sum, and this is the average. And notice that I have this is when I selected the summary with the details. If I'd like it to be without the details, I just tick when I go here, when I selected, let's say here, and let's next, and group according to the name, and here when I selected the summary options, if I just would like it to be like just the summary only without the details, I just select this summary only, and then I'm not going to be seeing this thing over there. Let's click OK, and next, maybe just finish, just to see it. So you can see, it does show that. Interesting. I thought I got it wrong. So I thought maybe this is going to disappear. But what it did, actually, it did not show the details. Did you realize what is the difference from the previous report? In this one, I have like the details of it. In that one, I have only the name, and then the result of that. Let me just go back to the layout view. So it just shows the summary that's without the details. So that's what it does actually. If I don't want to see this, well, I just can delete it. I'll not have to see it anymore. It's just not going to show me how many details I have. So anyways, try to, what you're doing when you're going to be doing this exercise, try to go for different options and go for the first one, and then try some different versions so you can see what each one of them is going to be doing. Now let's get back into, just before I let you go for the exercise, let's get back to this design view, because I'd like to see the formulas, if any. And look here, these are the type of formulas that I can have. This is exactly similar to what we've seen before in the form. So I can put just the equal sign and some price, which price is one of the fields, and the other one AVG. This is the function that calculates the average. If I'd like to have max, min, very easy. I just can add another one. For example, let's add something. This is not part of the exercise, but let's just do something. I'm just going to copy, select them all with the control key. Again, just click on this one, the control key still pressed, and click on the second one, and then control C and control V. So I get to have them both. Let's just move them somewhere, which is here. And I'm going to call it, name it, for example, max. And now I don't need this. Let's just say this is max. And click on this view. And now I have also the maximum of these two that is displayed. So this is the maximum, this is the maximum from the two. Any questions? I think that's it for this exercise. That's very simple. We're doing some more things on the report this time rather than the form, but it's quite not really complicated to get. Do you have any questions?
Yes, teacher, D, I think you didn't do it.
Which one?
The letter D.
The D? Yeah, I said that this is about something that was in previous versions of Access. So just discard it. This is about the layout, and in the layout I said just choose whatever it's more convenient. So because in that exercise, I mean, we were using something different. This exercise were made with when it was with something different than what we have right now. You see, this is the layout. Before, in different versions of Access, they were giving them some different names. So now they give them other names. So that's it. I mean,
Which of this D is
there's none of them. None of them. Yeah. So you can see, for example, you can specify different ones. I mean, for the exercise, I'm going to give you some names that are actually in the current version, but just so you can have an idea. So just change the way it is displayed. Okay, let's go back and free you.